Hey guys, it's Toya and I'm back with another video. Today is going to be my VSG Q&A video. Today is Sunday, November the 8th. Okay, just checking to make sure it's actually November the 8th. But before we get started, I just want to say, in case you didn't already know, now you know. And I won't go any further with that. But I hope everyone is having a great weekend. I wanted to hop on and do this video before I head out and run a few errands today. So I'm going to be looking over here because that's where my questions are. But I did post on my Instagram page and I also noted here on YouTube that I was going to do a VSG Q&A video. I got a few questions, I think like 7 or 8 questions. So I'm going to go ahead and do this video. I'm also open to doing like a general Q&A video in the future. So if you do have other questions, feel free to leave them below or follow me on Instagram at MissToy734 and you can either DM me your questions there or post them there. And I'll do either a part 2 to the VSG Q&A or I'll just do like a general kind of Q&A video. So let's hop into the questions. So the first question was just in general, how am I feeling? So as of Friday, I was 3 weeks, 3 weeks post-op. So I'm a few days past that now, 2 days past my 3-week mark. And I actually feel great, guys. Like I have been walking pretty much like at least 2 miles a day. Sometimes I go, walk around like a track or I'll walk in my neighborhood. Sometimes like I'll go elsewhere to walk. So like I went out with my sister yesterday and one of our stops was Costco. So I like literally just did laps in Costco as I was like looking at stuff just to get my steps in. So that was fun, but I feel absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that, it turned around because in the beginning it was a little rough, but I feel absolutely great. I'm able to I transitioned well to soft foods, so that's been going well. I have no pain. I still am having some issues with like gas, and I think it's because when I drink water or like Gatorade or something, even though I'm not using a straw, I think I have a tendency to just like gulp air when I'm either eating or drinking. So I'm trying to like pay attention to it, but it's like the more I pay attention to it, the more I feel like it happens. So I am having some like issues with just like feel like I'm swallowing air for some reason. So let me know if that's happened to you, if you've had like VSG or some other type of weight loss surgery. So the answer to that question, how am I feeling? I'm feeling great. So the next question is, what was the it moment that made you decide to have weight loss surgery? And this is a really great question. I may have touched on it briefly in a few previous or another previous video. But the main reason, well, there were 2 main reasons that I had VSG. And sorry, but if you are new to my channel, my name is Toya. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October 16th, 2020. So sorry. So the main reason that I did get VSG was for health reasons. I actually didn't have any health problems. So I'm not diabetic, nor have I ever been, never had high cholesterol, high blood pressure, nothing. So even the sleep apnea, like I had nothing. There was nothing there for them to find, which actually made it really hard for my insurance to approve it. But after continuously like working with my medical team, they were able to approve it because of my BMI. But that was the main reason that I got VSG. Even though I didn't have any health issues, I wanted to prevent them. I will actually be turning 37 in a few days. And I know that, just because of like family history and just how nature works, if I continue to be overweight at the level that I was, I would probably eventually develop some type of health issues. So that was the main reason that I got VSG. And I just getting older, like my knees were kind of, starting, like one of my knees in particular was starting to kind of just ache. And, I was like, okay, you have to really kind of get this under control now. The second reason that I really decided to get VSG was because I would like to have children. So as I mentioned in previous videos, my high weight was 281, I think, before surgery, like immediately before surgery, but my highest weight was 297. And so I was fearful of, potentially starting a family and trying to carry a baby over 300 pounds. I'm only 5'2", so that could have presented a lot of health issues, not just for myself, but potentially for the baby. So I really wanted to get my weight under control now and get healthy. So if I am blessed to have children in the future, that one, I would be healthy for them and be here for a long time for them. But also so that when I do carry children, it would decrease any chances of complication. Also, twins run in my family, so there is a greater possibility that I would have twins if I did get pregnant, because they run on both sides of my family. And, I just didn't want any complications. So the next question is, how difficult was the pre-op liquid diet for you? Surprisingly, the pre-op liquid diet was not hard for me. I had to be on the liquid diet for 10 days before surgery. And literally, I got a call Tuesday morning at like 8 a.m. saying, hey, you've been approved. Can you do surgery next Friday? Which is 10 days from the day that she was calling me. And so I literally had no time to really think about, I know a lot of people say they mourn, like food or whatever. Like that wasn't my experience. I didn't have like a last cheat meal. I went through the whole 10 days in compliance with the diet. The only way that I deterred or drifted from the diet was the very first day, because the day had already started and I had like some grapefruit and I think like some imitation crab meat or something that day. So it was like I had, those two things that particular day. But other than that, I was 100% on the liquid diet. And it was not hard to complete, surprisingly. Like I thought I was going to be super irritable and crabby and just angry, but I wasn't. Like I was really excited. I had already started integrating protein shakes into my diet. So I already had protein shakes. And I just had to kind of run to the grocery store and get just a couple of items to complete the liquid diet successfully. So the liquid diet was great for me. The next question is, how were the people closest to you? Who was the most supportive or against you having surgery? So my closest friends and family have all been extremely supportive. They didn't necessarily want me to have surgery. So there's kind of like two groups. So I have a few friends and family actually that had the procedure, or not this procedure, but another bariatric procedure. So they were super supportive, but they were also really focused on encouraging me to make sure that I was in the correct mental space and that I was really prepared, because some of them had the surgery without being in the correct mental space. And then, some of them had even gotten denied surgery because their team didn't feel like they were mentally prepared for surgery. So on one hand, they were really focused on supporting me, but making sure that I was doing it in the healthiest way possible. Initially, I was thinking about just going to Mexico, paying $5,000 and saying, screw the whole like procedure here in the States, because, it can take a long time to get through insurance requirements and all that kind of thing. But with their encouragement and support, I realized the importance of doing the various steps that are required here in the States. Because I wanted to make sure that I will be successful with this surgery. I didn't want it to be a quick fix. Like, even though I am excited and looking forward to losing weight, I also wanted to make sure that I wouldn't be gaining the weight back, okay, right after surgery. So I really wanted to do the steps. So that team of family and friends were really supportive, but really focused on my mental well-being. My main group of family and friends who have not had any experience with bariatric procedures, they were concerned. I heard a lot of things that a lot of other people heard, like, oh, you're not that big. You can do it. You've done it before. Just work out, just, modify your diet. A lot of people volunteer to, do like specific regimens and things like that with me. But I knew for me, I needed the restriction and I needed the reset for my system. So I was pretty steady on my decision. And this is not the first time that I've thought about the surgery, but this was the first time, obviously, that I went through with it. But I've thought about it many, many times, but I always had, like a concern because I've never had surgery before. I was nervous about that. I was nervous about what it would mean. I was nervous about, everything that people are nervous about, the loose skin, potentially losing hair, that kind of thing. But I was able to work through that this time, and I'm really excited and looking forward to whatever the next stage brings. So even though my main group of family and friends didn't necessarily want me to do the surgery because they were fearful, they were super supportive. Like, I got packages from all around the United States because my friends and family are the bomb, and I have visitors. I had people just dropping things off at my door. Like, my support system is amazing, and I thank God every day for them. So, and my mom, I love her to death. She didn't really want me to have the surgery, but she came, she supported me, she took care of me. My baby sister, love her. She wasn't really crazy about me having the surgery, but once she knew that I was serious, she was like, what we got to do. And she was there absolutely every step of the way. Like, she drove me to the hospital, picked me up, nursed me, everything. So my friends and family have been great. Unfortunately, through the process, I actually went through a breakup right before I was approved for surgery. So my partner at the time was supportive of the surgery. If he felt like if that's what I needed, that he was supportive of that. So that was a good thing. But unfortunately, we did end up separating before I got approved for surgery. So that was a bit of a struggle, but there was so much happening at the time that I didn't really have time to kind of like dwell on those feelings. Okay, so next question. Oh, and this is the last question. Does protein powder change the taste of food when you mix it in? So I made a video, a few different videos where I shared my unflavored protein powder. It absolutely does not change the taste or texture of any of the foods that I put it in, but you do have to be mindful. So you can't put it into anything that's cold or hot. You have to put it in when it's like lukewarm room temperature, because if you don't, it'll get like clumpy. And so if you put it in the water to something cold, it gets kind of clumpy. If you put it in the hot, it kind of forms into this weird like clumps of thing. But like in cold, it's like clumpy where you could use a spoon to like mash out, and then stir in the powder. But in the hot, it would kind of like solidify into something kind of like weird. So I love the unflavored powder. I still use it, but you do have to mix it into whatever you're having at a somewhat neutral temperature. It can't be too cold, can't be too hot. And so just 2 additional questions I wanted to touch on before ending this video. I mentioned briefly that I was really concerned about loose skin and the potential for hair loss. So in regards to hair loss, I do have locks, as you can see. This is my second go round with locks, and I've had these locks for a little over a year now. I got them in May of last year, so a year and some months. But if I hope that I don't have hair loss, I've been doing really good with getting my protein in. I've been doing really good with my vitamins, and I'm also taking a hair, skin, and nail vitamin when I'm able to. Which is mostly once a day. So I'm hoping to kind of combat any of those effects. But if it does happen and a lock falls out, I do plan on saving them because you can't get your locks reattached. So if you have locks, that's just a tip. When I had locks last time, I had actually shaved my head, but I saved my locks, and they were actually almost to my waist. So they were really long. I didn't end up reattaching them because I wanted to go on a new journey. But I had them in case I ever wanted to reattach them. So if that happens to you and you happen to have locks, that is an option. The second thing that I mentioned, the loose skin. So I, didn't initially plan on having any additional surgeries. And at this point, I still don't plan on having any additional surgeries. But if I have a lot of loose skin and it's something that is a need, I may consider it. At one point I was like, yeah, I'm going to have the skin surgery if I need it, blah, blah, blah. But then after surgery, after the VSG, I was like, no, sis, that was painful. We're not doing that. And I also always wanted to get a breast reduction. So, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I need to lose weight first. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but it's not something that's off the table, but not something that I'm planning out right now either. So anyway, this video is long, so I'm going to stop there. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye. Also, leave any additional questions below or message me on Instagram, MissToy734. I'm happy to make another part 2 to the VSG Q&A, or if you just have general Q&A things, let me know. I'm happy to make another video. Talk to you guys soon.